it is going to be the time for the next panel discussion. Very interestingly, ladies and gentlemen, that's been titled as 9 to 5 Beyond the Gigs, Talent, and Hybrid Realities is what we're going to explore. Just give you a little sneak peek into what this particular panel discussion would be all about. Like I said, this will explore the future of work. How do we approach 2030 primarily? And we will focus on the transformative impact of AI, the rise of the gig economy, and in fact, how's the shift forward looking like with respect to the hybrid work models, ladies and gentlemen? The experts, just in few seconds from now, as I know you are wanting and waiting to see them right in action out there, allow me to share that they will discuss that how organizations can adapt to all these changing workforce dynamics. So what's the wait for? Allow me to welcome your session moderator first. Please have some stunning round of applauses to welcome Shweta Kumari, partner, Deloitte, India. Shweta, thank you very much for being all patient here. And I hope we are assured of a great conversation with you on board. Let's welcome our illustrious panelist as well. Alokkumar Dwivedi, Head Administration and Facilities Senior Manager, Mumbai Hapag-Lloyd Global Capability Center. A warm, warm welcome to you. Let's welcome Ravish, Saily, the Head HR Global Services and Solutions, Syngenta. Ladies and gentlemen, keep up with your applauses. We're gearing up with the momentum. Vishal, Nair, the Director of Operations, Smith plus Howard. Please welcome Vaishali, Mehta, HR Lead, Dentsu Global Services. Vaishali, hi and a very warm welcome. Thank you for the warmest smile. And with that, let's welcome Rajesh, Bharatiya, CEO, Peoplefy. Rajesh, thank you very much. Along with that, Ashutosh, Vikram, Singh, Vice President, HR for Technology, VOIS. On that note, let's have a grand welcome for the panel. Shweta, it's over to you on that note.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and good to see a room full of people. It's a tough job for us post-lunch. Hope we are not going to bore you to death and we are going to have an engaging session out here. This morning, one of the panelists did a sort of a rapid fire. The question that was asked was, what is the most critical thing for GCCs? And without the blink of an eye, the answer came talent. So let's delve a little more deeper into this discussion. GCCs have never been more powerful or pressured. From cost centers, back office, to really sitting at the heart of digital innovation strategies, product development, AI transformation, everything is happening at a breakneck speed. The meteoric rise is so high, but there is a million-dollar question that is sitting out there, which is, how are we able to sustain the talent? Are we able to retain them? Are we able to attract them? Are we able to develop new talent models? All of that. And amidst all of this, over the last 5 years, there has been 32% additional GCCs that have come in India. With all of this, it's not about headcount anymore. It's about talent density, whether we have faster, fewer, and bolder people. So let's get into the conversation. And Ashutosh, let me start with you. What we see is that there's a paradigm shift in the way GCCs have been contributing and driving the digital ecosystem and the changes in it. And there's a lot of things happening in the talent space. It is being reshaped by whatever dynamic changes that are happening. So what is your take on it?
Thank you for the question, Shweta, and good afternoon, everyone. So we all have heard since morning that there is this GCC upswing happening in India, currently sitting at around 1,700 GCCs across India, and then looking at a 2,500 in the next couple of years. Now, what has got us till this stage, and how do we keep evolving over the years is the primary question which gets addressed when you talk about talent. So if I have to break your question into two parts, one, what have we done so far? I think one of the gentlemen in the morning session spoke about cost arbitrage, moving to tech arbitrage, moving to skill arbitrage. That's where I'm going to start with. That the cost arbitrage is no longer the key why the work should be coming to India. It should rather be the strategic value creators, which the GCC should be looked at in terms of innovation that they bring to solutions, products, and services as a first point. Second, adoption by the GCCs for the new age technologies. What I'm talking about here, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, cloud infrastructure, cyber security. And I'm from the technology background, so you may find a lot of tech uh, orientation coming in my responses. And thirdly, I would say that GCCs have helped their parent organizations over the years to in a lot of strategic decision making based upon the data lakes and the use of AI for having data insights. So these are the parameters I think, or these are the primary criteria why GCCs have been a success and they are evolving over the years. Uh, when you talk about talent as such, I can further bifurcate primarily into three wings. One, what are the organizations doing? What is the leadership doing? What are the employees? So, for at an organization level, I think the organizations are being uh, compelled to adopt new age technologies. And we're talking about cloud architecture, we're talking about data engineering, we are talking about full stack development and others. This is where India will grow. This is where the work is going to come to India if you look at next 5 to 7 years time frame. At a management level, it is no longer about execution of plans that used to be built at the headquarters. The management has to, or the leadership has to start taking ownership of the balance sheet, the P&L as we speak about. Because once they do that, then they start talking about innovative strategies and not just what was said earlier and what they are doing. And thirdly, at an employee level, I think the bifurcation that we used to have earlier, that this person is a domain expert or this person is a tech expert, that differentiation needs to be written off. You have to be a mix of both to survive and evolve to the next stage that India is going to witness in terms of GCC growth.
That's very beautifully said, that how the talent is really evolving with business as well as their technological aspect that they have to take care of. Rajesh, I would really love to dive a little more to say the talent today is very diverse, be it millennials, Gen Zs, Gen X, everybody is there in the talent workforce. And then there are hybrid realities that we have and all of that, right? So how do you think you're shaping your talent strategies to cover the entire spectrum of varied kind of people, right? So how are you doing that in Peoplefy?
Thank you, Shweta, for that question, and very good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Axis Bank, for keeping us awake. After that, this is Rajesh Bharatiya, CEO founder for Peoplefy. We are India's largest GCC-focused talent solution firm. I'll speak from our multitude of clients across the country, more than 50 of them currently actively working with us. So I think this is a big dynamic change that has happened where pre-COVID and post-COVID, COVID has been the biggest catalyst. There was a time when maybe 90% of the time we were working from office. You could not think about working from outside office. And then COVID happened and everybody has to reprioritize, look at their digital strategies. And overnight we went to complete work from home to complete work from office to complete work from home. So that transition happened, and that taught everybody that the work can be done from work from home. And even for GCCs, the parent organization, the headquarters, realized that the work can be done from outside the office. So this realization has come. That's one side of the story. The other side is as a talent. Now, whether you are a Gen Z or whether you are a Gen X or millennial, everybody has different priorities, different needs in their life, but everybody wants work-life balance. The millennial probably, they are into higher responsibility now. Maybe Gen X, they are in the leadership roles. Maybe many of you over here, but everybody there's a need for work-life balance. Nobody would agree. I don't know if I take a poll here, I don't know how many will say 100% work from office is okay, right? And we are discussing work-life balance in a time when it is 40 hours week right now, and there are people who's even talked about 80 hours work week. So that's very interesting that we are even discussing work-life balance with 40 hours. But I think the company GCCs have evolved, and there are different levels of maturity that we have seen. So it's all about creating self-enabling channels for somebody to work very comfortably from home. I think predominantly what we see in our clients, they are in hybrid work. So it's you have to have some arrangement for smooth working from home for employees, and maybe you may want to ask them to come for 2-3 days. In that, you need to enable them easy access to their VPN. You have to give their any password reset or any such thing, or if you have any infrastructure related support, that has to be a digital support, which was earlier a call to a service desk, but now it is a ticket raised. Similarly, so many other things are being done by GCCs to enable an employee to work smoothly from their office. So those are the realities I just wanted to share. Thanks.
And thank you for that, because yes, indeed, after the COVID, things and the way people perceive work from home has really changed. I'll just move to Vishal now. Vishal, we've been talking about everything until now, like hybrid and all that kind of philosophies and policies that everybody has. It is important to get talent into the organization, but more than that, it is also equally important to retain your high performing employees. So what are you doing in your organization to ensure that you are looking at new talent models, because getting talent also is not so easy these days? And how are you really retaining them in the organization?
Okay, thank you, Shweta. Firstly, I think it's been a pleasure to be here. One, to be with the esteemed panel and talking to a lot of industry leaders, a lot of learning that I get. People are going to be always centered to the firm, right? So I'm actually coming from a CPA industry. Smith & Harvard is one of the fastest growing firm under the tax, accounting, advisory, assurance firm. United States, we set up a GCC in Bangalore, and I had the GCC operations there. For us, one of the core values that we always talk about, and we are very clear and loud about that, is our core values are talk about our clients, people, excellence, and integrity, right? So people is always going to be there. So for people in terms of how do we kind of nurture them, how do we kind of build them, is going to be more important. I think the transition, when you talk about the paradigm shift, a lot of GCCs are now, earlier used to be kind of technology platforms, AI models, how do we make our processes better, how do we kind of make sure we are bringing operational efficiency, which is great. But on top of that, I think it is also important to understand that how do we empower our employees, our staff, our people in the organizations, so they grow, so they bring value to the organization. That's what we kind of do that. Now, the couple of ways we do that is, one, in terms of how do we upskill them. A lot of platforms, a lot of models, whether we talk about models or whether we talk about in terms of initiatives that drive to, right? How do we kind of bring that into the employees to kind of upskill them so that they bring value to the firm is the most important thing. Today, the market in India is so fluid that they kind of shift jobs from one place to another place. So to retain them is more difficult than acquiring people in the organization. A lot of firms are doing predictive modeling, where they look at what employees are thinking about, what employees are feeling about in the organization, right? So that gives us an insight to the firm in terms of, are we going the right direction? Are we doing enough for the employees so that we're able to kind of bring the value to them? That's kind of technology initiatives that we are bringing in the organization. The other is, most important, employee needs to be valued in an organization. So how do you reward? How do you recognize them? So platforms that really help you to kind of make sure if they if they do beyond what they do, right, you kind of put right recognition within the frame. That's again, technology helps us to kind of do a lot of those. So in a cut short, I would always say that this is an evolving area in terms of how do you kind of build people. People used to always talk about that when you have technology, AI, is that going to kind of reduce the workforce? Is it going to eat a lot of jobs for the people? But that's not the way GCCs are rightly thinking about. It is more giving the technology power into the hands of the people so they can do more. I can actually share one of a live example maybe I've experienced in my previous firm as well. When I talk about in terms of technology is not actually taking up jobs, whether that's a core business that you look at or maybe that's an administrative work that is being done. Know one of a very good, super efficient administrative EA that who works with one of the managing directors. There was an incident that I've seen that the managing director has to kind of go to meet their clients, and he was stuck in one of the situations that he missed one of the transportation train, and he had to kind of know where to look at it in terms of how do I go about it, right? There, this person, the super efficient EA, has managed to kind of make sure that use tech platforms, help out in terms of be empathy, take care of the managing director, and make sure that the person reaches to the destination of the client to meet them. So the point that I'm trying to make is that technology is there, but a human empathy, helping the client, helping the managing director makes a lot of difference. So it's a combination of talent as well as the tech platform that really helps. So that's how it really works out. So that's how GCCs are now thinking about in terms of building both people versus technology, bringing a lot of change.
Interesting story. I'll go to Alok. Alok, there is a lot of changes happening, gigs coming in, there is hybrid realities that we are talking about. All of this makes it very difficult to engage with the workforce and also keep the productivity levels high. What do you think you are doing to make sure that both the things are being managed, considering what's going on?
Yeah, thank you, Shweta, and thanks Economic Times Edge Group to invite me on this forum and give me this opportunity to speak in front of all these industry experts. See, this employee engagement is something, it is not like one body's job or one department's job. It's all inclusive. Even employee has to take part, then manager has to further coach, or mentoring part comes in picture, and HR needs to give all infrastructure as well as the IT and tech support to grow the resource in the system. And that is where the training part as well as the reward and recognition comes in picture. It is, nowadays we were talking about hybrid model and all other work from home. Nowadays, if you go to anybody and ask, do you want to join any organization which does 100% work from office? Nobody will come and join you. It's impossible now. And this is the future. I was talking to this group when we were interacting before this session, and I was mentioning my one of experience of 2011 after the market collapse, IT US market collapse in 2008-9, and then there were a lot of discussions for work from home in IT sector. I was working for one of IT company that time, and we were into process of doing work from home policy making in terms of saving cost. Now the scenario is changed. Now we have moved from mandate from organization. It is never now mandate from organization. It is the mandate from the industry, from the people, from the worker, those who are coming and joining you. So rest assured, this is going to be future. And this industry has to go people first. There is no option at all. If you focus on people, definitely you will get the resources, what you want, and you can be able to retain that. Whatever the infrastructure, technology, and the training part is concerned, whatever you need to build in, you have to build, and we have to sustain and progress progressively in this. Thank you.
the conviction with which you said that makes us feel that, you're already reaping benefits of doing that. So I'll come to you, Vaishali. GCC commute is actually shaping trends for, in terms of hybrid realities. One of the data points that I can share is that 5% of employees' time is going in, commute, their lifetime, right? If I put that into numbers, 4 years in 40 years of career. So in that case, what do you think is working well for hybrid and has not worked well for hybrid? And what is it that looks like as a future of work?
Sure, thanks, Shweta, for that question. I think the biggest mistake that we are looking at is we are looking at hybrid as a logistics issue and not an opportunity to build culture. 9 to 5, as the panel discussion topic suggests, I don't think that even exists anymore. That was something that belonged to, I don't know which era also. An era maybe that was more hierarchical, wanted physical presence. But future of work, in my mind, demands something absolutely fundamentally different. It requires flexibility. People are looking for purpose, and people are actually looking for autonomy. Just as how you mentioned some stats, I was looking at some data. According to Microsoft World Trend Index, about 73% of the talent today is actually looking for more friendly hybrid remote setup to actually stay. And on the other hand, 60% of our managers are actually still focusing on return to work mandates. I don't know how we'll marry both of them. Again, McKinsey published a study which suggested that if organizations are actually offering flexible work environment and work models, there is a greater chance, about 35% of the chance to improve your engagement and 20% of attrition going down. And I think that's something we all would want in our organizations as a metrics that we want to call out. So what we are doing, we are actually looking at reevaluating why do we even want office spaces. We want office spaces for connection, for network, for learn, and more importantly, have fun with each other versus spending those 4 hours in my working career and just come to work and work and go back. We are actually at Dentsu, we are looking at building Gen AI fluency through our AI Academy, through our innovation labs, through our Dentsu University, which is not location specific. It is completely location agnostic and very friendly to hybrid workforce. And that's exactly what people are looking for. And that's actually showing in our check-in results, which is our annual engagement index. And at Dentsu, we all really take that very seriously. And which makes me believe that we are doing something right, which actually we are able to engage with the talent force today, which is looking for a very hybrid and flexible work model.
Thank you for that food for thought, right? We definitely will take it away with us. Coming to you, Ravish, and I think Vaishali already touched upon AI and all of that. And how can this discussion be done without discussing about it and its impact on AI, on talent? So the question here is that if we look at some time ago, there were gigs and everybody was trying to solve their talent problem through gigs and whatnot, right? By providing flexibilities. But there is a word which is catching up very much today, which is agentic AI and digital workforce, right? So what are you doing differently in your organization, and are you really adopting these new trends to really move towards it to solve your talent problem?
Thanks, Shweta. Good afternoon, everyone. I work for Syngenta, which is one of the largest agri-tech companies. So I think AI and ML and these are the buzzwords today. There is no day which goes without a discussion on these topics these days. And there are a couple of narratives which are floating. One set of employees thinks it's a magic wand, which will solve for all our problems. And you just have to press a button in future and everything will get done. Employees will become irrelevant. And then there's another set of employees who believe that Today, there haven't been such use cases which can be scaled up to solve for complex problems. Maybe AI can help automate certain actions, maybe some bit of coding, development work. But maybe it's not going to replace a lot of work, especially every country is very complex, different. Legalities could be different, processes could be different. So it's very difficult to then implement AI at scale. So these are the two narratives, but whatever narrative we believe in, one thing is for sure that directionally we are moving in a direction where AI, ML, and these new techs will kind of become more prominent. At Syngenta, we are setting up an innovation hub where from India, a lot of AI, ML work will happen for the globe. And we have been thinking about how do we support this innovation hub. And the biggest challenge we have seen is the mindset, our own mindset, because we were structured for a GCC, which employs large number of employees, which needs to have consistency, which needs to have processes, which needs to have parity, consistency. So we are built around that. And now you want to hire innovation hub where you get talent who thinks differently, who wants something else from you. And so the current paradigm will not work for them. So a few things which we are currently under kind of reviewing is we are reviewing our policies. We are empowering our leaders to manage their talent. For example, there is no mandate for talent to wait for a year to get promoted. If business thinks talent can get promoted in 6 months, so be it. If they have to give merit increase, they need not wait for the yearly cycle, they can give it any time. If they have the budget, they can decide whether they need one senior resource or they need 3 junior resources. So all this empowerment, certainly there will be certain guardrails which we are planning to set up, but that's one thing we are doing. We are empowering business to take care of talent with a large focus on performance. We'll be monitoring performance to a great extent. We are also empowering our employees. For example, we have an internal job posting process which is working well, but for the new generation, we thought we have to do something more. So we launched something called Job Swap. So I need not look for a new role to open up. I need not wait for my manager to find a role for me. If 2 of my colleagues are willing to exchange the roles, we can initiate that discussion and then go to the manager and HR and make that happen. Similarly, we have secondment where if I'm not sure if I need to make a career in a specific domain, I can go and test the grounds and then make a decision around that. So we are empowering employees there. And I'm seeing the time is up and I'm worried my mic may go off before the last comment is around the work. We are talking about hybrid working. So we have not tried to brush entire organization with the same brush, and we are not saying everyone has to come 2 days a week, 3 days a week. We have created personas, and we have seen which persona needs to come to office how many times. So we have models like permanent work from home, 5 days a quarter, 5 days a month, and 8 days a month. So in nutshell, to conclude, what I'm trying to say is for this new age tech and new age talent, we need to work on our mindset. The earlier paradigm was different and now the paradigm has changed.
Thank you so much. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being patient with us. And I would just like to summarize by saying that humans are here to stay, and, and the trends that we are talking about. So, of course, there will be AI, there will be Gen AI, but that will be to make our lives better. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, panel.